Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys as always for coming back for another video. I know y'all like, who is this? So I just want to come and introduce myself to this channel. If you're coming from my other channel, then you would know that I am KJ. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, everybody. I wanted to make sure that I kind of gave you an idea about what this channel is about and to preface the video that I'm going to be adding after I talk, right? So basically, this channel is about doing quick, cheap, easy meals that are still delicious. Whether you're a single person, a family of 4, 5, 6, I want to create meals and recipes for you that are super simple. Don't take a lot of ingredients at all. Really, you just need some seasonings, right? So basically, I want to create meals that are quick meals that you don't have to necessarily cook with a stove, because there are situations where people do not have stoves. They don't have, access to, those stovetop burner thingies that, I don't, what they call hot plates. There are situations where you may be in a dorm, you may be in a hotel. I don't know what the situation is, but there are meals that you can absolutely create using just a microwave. And that's what this video will be about. It's super quick, super simple, super affordable. I mean, the prices of things have gone up. My original channel was, let me see, about 4 years ago is when I created that during the panini, right? And my main concern at that time was, food insecurities and people that felt like, I only have these two ingredients. What can I do with them? And things have changed but stayed the same, because still we're having food insecurity issues. Prices are going up. It's just a lot, right? So we still got to eat. No matter what our situation is, we still need to eat. And at the end of the day, here in America, the cheapest thing to do is to cook our meals. So I hope that my videos will help you to kind of encourage you to cook at home and to think outside the box. Am I going to have the most nutritional meals? Are they going to be fully all the food groups? Probably not. But are they going to get you to the next meal or to the next day? Yes, they will. And will they taste good? Yes, they will. And will your kids eat them? More than likely they will. So that's what I'm here, and that's what this channel is about. So I hope you find joy in that. And I hope if you love my channel enough to subscribe, you do that. Make sure you like, comment, share all the good things. And yeah, let's get into the video, and I hope you enjoy. Bye, y'all. Okay, friends, if you want to learn how to make this 100% microwavable meal that goes from vegan to vegetarian, all the way to something that our meat eaters can enjoy as well, using simple ingredients that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree, I'll include the ingredients, the price based on my area down below. So here I have a microwavable safe bowl, and I've added some instant rice. I'm using brown because that's what I have. You can use white, and this will come out just right. To this, I'm adding a cup of water. Pay attention to whatever your box of rice says. I use brown rice. I could have added a little bit more water, but with the white, it will take about a cup of water to cook. So here I'm going to be adding my favorite, which is some Cajun seasoning. You can use salt, and in the ingredients list below, it will mention, just the basic ingredients. Here is some complete seasoning. If you know my channel, you know I am an advocate for this, right? So all I'm going to do is just stir around the rice just to make sure that everything's coated. Here, don't judge my microwave, y'all. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the rice inside the microwave for about 4 minutes. And I'm going to take it back out at the 2-minute mark. And you'll see why. But yeah, I set the microwave to 4 minutes, but altogether, this is going to take about 6 minutes. So here's my rice partially cooked at 2 minutes. And all I want to do is just make sure that everything's still coated. And to that, I'm going to add some veggies, right? You can add whatever you want. I prefer broccoli. You can add mixed vegetables. Like I said, you can probably get this at the dollar store. And I'm just adding as much as I want or as little as I want. And I'm going to make sure that everything is submerged, because the liquid from the broccoli, because it's frozen, is also going to help moisten up and cook this rice. And I'm going to put it back in the microwave for about 2 minutes. And that's me making sure all the broccoli's in there, right? So from there, 4 minutes has elapsed total, and everything is coming right along. So here I'm just stirring everything around again. And I just want to make sure everything's stirred, because I want to make sure that my rice is cooked. But because I like to do things cheap and quick, especially quick, I went ahead and put the broccoli in whole, as you can see, and I'm just going to pull it out. I'm going to cut it up just because I like smaller pieces of broccoli in my rice. You don't have to do this, but this is a really, listen, it's a cheap way to cut because I don't know if you have utensils, and I'm just going to assume that you don't. So you could use a butter knife, plastic knife, or anything just to cut this up once it's been, softened, right? So to the rice, I'm going to add back the veggies. And from this point right now, we're actually at a vegan meal, right? So I'm just going to stir everything around. At this point, if you feel like your rice is a little drier than you like, you can add more water. But I was just fine with my consistency of my rice because there was still a little bit of water at the bottom. And once you stir everything around, everything will get recoated. Now, it's important to note that the prices that I'll be including below are prices based on my area. And like I said, you can get instant rice and broccoli, especially frozen broccoli, at the Dollar Tree, corner store, wherever you get your supplies from or ingredients from. Seasoning is something I always have on hand. So that, just enhances the flavor. And I think flavor is very important. So now here is where it goes into being meat lover friendly. I'm going to add some bacon and I'm also going to add some cheese. Now, if you don't eat meat, you don't have to add this. You can add whatever meat you want. You can add some tuna. You can add canned chicken. You can add ham slices. If you have sandwich meat, you can add that as well. This is perfectly fine without the meat. So here we are. I put the rice back in the microwave for about 2 minutes just to go ahead and finish cooking. And at that point, you could have added some more water if you needed to. This is based on, how you prefer it. So I'm just stirring everything around and we're pretty much done, but I'm extra. So with that being said, I'm going to add a little bit of butter to this and I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to this. But if you don't have those ingredients, you don't have to add them. And this serving actually is enough for about 2 servings, right? You can even stretch it to 3, but this is a pretty hearty amount for 2 meals, right? Because it's brown rice, it's also a little more heartier than the white rice. So I prefer to buy the brown rice when it comes to the instant rice, just because I feel like it goes a long way. Now, how much of the meat or the cheese you add is completely up to you. Like I said, you don't have to add it. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can use nutritional yeast or a vegan cheese that is going to bring your cost up a little bit more. But I'm thinking of like students in a dorm, people that have to go to a hotel for whatever reason. I'm thinking of things that are super quick. And you can make 2 bowls of this and feed a family of 4. And that rice usually typically feeds, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say a container of instant rice, depending on where you get it from, can be pretty substantial, right? But depending on your budget, you'll determine how much you want to purchase. So here I'm just plating it up so it's cute for YouTube. You see that cheese ball, right? So yeah, that's it. My whole goal is to bring recipes to you guys that are pretty simple, still delicious, don't take a lot, but you feel like you've gotten a full meal. Here I've added, I think it's all the food groups. I don't know how many. I don't know if it's 5 or 4. It's been a long time since I've been in school, but I do believe almost everything is here. But yeah, absolutely delicious. And like I said, it made 2 servings. It could have stretched to 3. And if you want to use this as maybe a side dish, you can do that as well. But my whole point was just to show you, how to bring this to your family. Now, like I said, I'm a little extra. So as you can see, I'm going to add some parsley and I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper. Whatever seasonings you have, you can go ahead and put in this recipe. I am an advocate for having some seasonings on hand in order to enhance the flavors of food. Honestly, if you had some chicken broth, you could have added it here, but we're just assuming you don't have all the ingredients, and I'm just showing you different ways to improvise this meal to something that you and your family or just you can enjoy. So until the next video, thank you as always. Have a great day. Bye.